Hey guys, it's Mr. Smiley Face here, and today we're going to be talking about the physics of the alcohol bond. Now, you're probably curious why I'm going over it twice, and that's for a very specific reason. As you may notice that I only used a champagne bottle in that video to show that it's flammable, and that's for a specific reason. And that's because when you start to mess around with some of the other drinks, you get interesting results. Now, I think the reason behind this is because there's no level other than the champagne bottle that actually has the alcohol level and the any other drink in this game. So I think that's the reason they didn't kind of put too much detail into that. Now, another thing is, I think another reason is this is actually this and the wine glass are the actual only two items that are clear that you can drink out of. All of these you only can like see the top of. Okay, so over here we have all the items you cannot put in here. And over here you have all the liquids that you can put in. Now the moldy sandwich you can't put in for obvious reasons. The physics will just like the physical will just flush out unless you put in. Same thing with the sandwich, except for they're different for some reason. I don't know why. But this one has a lot more like knockback and speed. Now the donuts like both of them, and it's the same reason you can't put it in there. Now, what did I just grab? Oh, it's the book. The paper airplane was a joke also because you can't put that in. But the rest of these are all interesting. The food ration, I was assuming because it has the word food in it, because I never put in too much detail. I thought there may have been a particle effect. That was actually a liquid. It doesn't. I don't know what I was thinking there, but the glue gun, when you fire it, has this little bit of actual glue that sticks out. Which was interesting foreshadowing because you can do stuff like that. So I thought maybe this could be considered a liquid. But it can't go in any of those. The steam thing, I'm gonna need an object. Now the steam doesn't work either. If you shoot it, nothing happens to both bottles. I'm just gonna defog you for a long time, so I'm gonna just wait. The spray bottle is pretty interesting because I thought, like Squirt, that it would be an actual liquid, ends up not. Which makes sense because you can't pour liquids into that. Like this. Also, so apparently it's just a particle effect, and the same goes for the orange juice. I thought this would definitely work, but apparently when squeezing it, is also only a particle, not considered a liquid. Which these I find interesting that don't work. Now on to the ones that do work. First one we have is the coffee. This one I shared in the video. Quite interesting. If you notice, the wine glass also has that weird lighting texture. The only difference is it's a lot more compact and harder to notice. Another one is a fire extinguisher. which I thought this is why the spray bottle might work, but it doesn't. But the what's fire extinguisher? The fire extinguisher actually works. Why is it blue? I don't know. Because the particle effects. So really weird. I gotta put more thinking into this, probably for another video. But for some reason, it's blue. The particle effects for it are blue. Everything about it's a dark greenish blue. But when you squirt it, it shows a particle effect, and there's white. Which is weird, because this is the only actual liquid in the game that has a different color liquid than it does particle effects when you pour it. For example, boom, green, dark green, dark green. The other thing is the champagne bottle. I showed that in the video. Boom, grab. Oh, hold on. There we go. Just pour some blue in it. There we go. Now that's the textures you already saw. So it's nothing crazy to see there. Now here's the two that are pretty interesting. You may not recognize this because it's actually what belongs on the donut plate. You know, in that level you dip in that with the donuts. It actually is considered a liquid, which isn't really that surprising. I didn't pour it in properly. It's not actually that surprising, but it's kind of like the one thing people forget. And then the tea also works like that. Now, the texture for this, because I just realized I didn't show you. Is actually like the coffee. It's very weird looking, and the one glass is very compact. So I find that interesting. Also, I'm just gonna say, every drink in the game is flammable. It's just out of curiosity. Because what I find insanely interesting is the results of the fire extinguisher when you light it on fire. Because when you do that, and you light it, it still is flammable. But, actually there's no takeaways. But in Operation Deep Dive, the fire extinguisher actually gets rid of the fire. So you think that would actually work, but it doesn't. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or something. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.